Test. Audio okay. All right. Well, my goodness, what an exciting morning we had in crude oil. If you were trading bonds this morning, you should have had some nice trades like the whole entire morning. And this has been a really good lesson in crude oil today. So the first thing I notice is we're down here at the big bad level, 42.85, and we'll see. I mean, this is a big deal. This market will either bounce around down here and hang on to this for a while. It will blow through it, which will take some significant volume, or it will bounce off of it, in which case it'll create kind of a double bottom from March. And that also will take a lot of volume. So whether this happens between now and around the 1st of September, I have no idea. But I expect the volume to be a little bit less over the next couple, 3 weeks. Anyway, if you have been watching this, one of the things that we're supposed to know or pay attention to, well, helps if you hit the right button, is to, when any of these markets, one of the significant things of this red ice line, and it's the opposite for the green ice line too. If the market goes below this and spends an hour, it has an 80% chance of remaining below there. So will it move up and down and up and down under there? Yes, of course it will. It's a dynamic market. But just to the first thing you have to do in my world is to get a bigger picture of what's happening and then start to zero into a little closer perspective of okay, if this is the bigger picture, then where's the intermediate picture, and then get it down, fine tune it. What can this do for me? So let's take a look at our main trading chart here. The early birds really got the worm this morning, and you're going to find that for the rest of this month. So all you folks that hop up at dark 30, you should be able to be well rewarded for that. But if you notice, this went right up to the top of this red band this morning, the red zone. This is our institutional volume zone up here that painted yesterday. Went right to it. Isn't that just amazing how that works? And then when it came off of there, it literally never weakened. Crude oil has just been going down and down and down. So as it continues to do this, yes, it takes a little breath. And what do we know about these big major streets like right here? It will stop, and for 2 or 3 bars, and it can bounce more than this up and down and hover around. So there's nothing wrong with taking your profit off at the red ice line, knowing that it's going to take a breather, or you could have pushed it a little bit down to this magnet, and then wait, give it the time to do that. And when we got another signal right here, this E, you got an E, you got the leveling out of the MVP right here, which puts a significant resistance line right in here. You know that it's not real likely to go above there, so once you get the signal, or you can revert to your 6-tick looking for an entry. Back here, what time is this? This is 8:32. I think go back. Right in here, you can sometimes find a good entry, a better entry off of 6-tick, or not a better entry, but an easier to see entry. And right about the same time, when it started to depart this institutional zone right here, right at the bottom of that, is also not a bad place to take an entry. It's a little more aggressive entry. So if you continued and just stayed with it, these are the kinds of trades that are very difficult for me personally to stay with all the way to the basement, because after you've had a nice run like earlier in the morning, the rest of them don't tend to be, oh, sorry about that. I don't know what I do to get that. There we go. The rest of them tend to be not quite as easy, not as smooth a ride. But we got our second E for the entry right here for the trend change. And then every E has just been putting on an add-on spot. So if you're a multiple contract trader, or if you you were late to the party and you just wanted to find a good entry and take a few ticks, those are all good places to do that. The afternoon is likely to be choppy. This has been trending and trending. Keep in mind there are a lot of contracts that have been sold this morning, all the way from way back. Going into the close, I would expect that some of those traders are going to start to offload those contracts. And when they start closing those out, it might give us a bounce back up, because as they start selling massive amounts of contracts, it will cause the market to go back up. So that's my view from my world, and I'll check back in with you at the close, and we'll see if anything has happened. One thing I'll tell you real quickly, when you see this E right here that has started to fail, notice it did not, this E came up above the previous ones. So this power bar, this is not going to be a valid E right here. When it starts to do this, and it could do it 2 or 3 times, you have a weakening trend. It's not necessarily a change, but it's just starting to give up the ghost a little bit, which is certainly understandable. This has made a huge, huge move down. So I will see you at noon. I mean at the close. And happy trading. Be careful with this in the afternoon. Be very careful. This is going to be, I mean, if you get any ticks out of this market in the afternoon, you definitely will have worked for them. So I'll see you later. Thanks. Bye.